All right. I'm going to go through these problems here as so that you can check them, and then I'll be posting your study guide. I use the word study guide. This is going to be a quick test, basically on next Tuesday, but it's going to be these kind of problems. Okay, so you're going to be doing these kind of problems for your test, and then you will probably also have some more work on Tuesday, maybe even a video of some new material, just because to keep uh, going and have a full class of material and get through everything we need to get through. The test shouldn't take you that long, so that's why I wanted to do that. But basically, here's the answers to these problems so that you can check them and know that you're on the right track to continue on and keep working on the ones I also post on this assignment. Um, and also in true form, even though I told you we're going to be moving our variables to the left every time, leave it to me to give you an assignment that already starts with it on the right side, and it was going to create a lot of work to move it to the left side. But I'm going to show you a quick little trick that you can do on any problem if you always do want to have your variable on the left side. Let's say I had 8 equals 8, and I made this statement 8 equals 8. That's a true statement, and we know that 8 does equal 8. But it doesn't matter which side each 8, like you wouldn't know if I flipped sides. You wouldn't know that which 8 is 8, right? And so when something's equal to each other, it doesn't matter which side of the equal sign it's on. As long as you keep every sign the same and keep these 8s the same when I switch them. See, these are actually switched. It was like a magic trick that I did here, that I just switched places, and you don't know because these are two numbers. Well, I can do the same thing with this, meaning I can put this on this side, okay, and just put this on this side and this on this side. It's still true. It's still the same statement, just like this was this. So for those that were doing the left side mentality, this is how you could set that up at first, okay? So I'm going to do that so that we can move it to the left side and do it in that way. So I gave you a wrinkle right away to begin with. So this called problem solving. I'll let you problem solve. I knew you could do it. So let's go ahead and solve this one. We just need to move the 8 over here now. So these cancel out, and I'm left with 18. Okay. Same thing to do on this one. We just need to move the 3. And these cancel out. I'm left with 5. Okay. Same thing on these. Move the 15. So this gives us a little practice with doing this. Cancel out. And we get 8. This one a little bit different because now to get rid of it, we're not going to subtract it, because if I subtract 15, I'm going to be at negative 30. I didn't get rid of it. I need to add 15. I was trying to explain to a student the other day, this would be like you have negative $15 in the bank account, you need to deposit 15 so that you can break even, so that you can be at 0. So now these cancel out, and over here, negative 9 plus 15 is 6. Okay, remember your negative rules. Okay, here we just need to move the 4. Okay. We get negative 16. Don't forget your negative rules. Negative 12 minus 4 is negative 16. Same thing, I'm going to add 7. That cancels them out. And I have 20. Here's another one that you'll probably want, especially if you're doing a couple steps and you want to do it on the left side. I'm just going to switch places first. So I'm going to put a over 4 plus 2 equals 6. I just put this on this side and this on this side, kept everything the same, and now we can keep the variable on the left side. Okay? But now this is the one I was talking about. You can't multiply, well, you can multiply everything by 4, but it's a lot more work. The easiest thing to do, if the 2 is not part of the fraction, just go ahead and move it first. Okay, we can move it. We're still left with a over 4. We didn't change that at all. We just moved this over here to 4. Now, instead of dividing by 4, you can multiply by 4, and that's going to cancel those out, but you got to make sure you multiply this side by 4. A is 16. Okay, this one's already on the left side, so I don't have to switch it first. It is easy to move the 6 because it's not part of the fraction. and you're left with x over 4 equals 1. Remember, negative 5 plus 6 is 1. And now, same thing, you're going to multiply by 4 to get rid of this. And x is going to be 4. Okay, this one, okay, it's not a division, it's a multiplication here, but you can move the 7. Okay. And you say, well, wait, can you have this? Yes, you can have it. 0 is a number. You still have a variable, though, that you need to isolate, so you still need to go through the process of dividing by 9. Okay, instead of multiplying by 9, you divide by 9. But 0 divided by anything is 0. So it didn't change really our answer, but we need to show that we solve for x, not 9x. Okay. I'm going to do the switch thing here. I'm going to keep everything the same, though. And just switch places. And then at that point, I can get rid of this 4. Okay, so n over 5 is negative 4. And then I just need to multiply by 5 to get rid of that. So n is negative 20. Okay, negative 4 times positive 5 is negative 20. Okay. Then this one. Then they got a little bit longer. This is a variables on both sides as well. Now, a good question that I had from a student was, hey, there's 3 variables, but remember, this is like a fence. You know, we talked about the equal side being a fence. I think sometimes in pre-algebra you could have taught that there's a line here and you're kind of keeping the 2 sides separate. So if this is its own problem, you got to go back to when we were doing combining like terms. You can combine some terms over on this side. Now this side we're going to treat separately than this side. We're going to treat this side of the fence different than this one, meaning I'm not going to combine like terms between the equal or across the equal signs. But if it's on the same side, I can go ahead and combine the 7m minus the 6m. So 7m minus 6m is 1m, or just m. And then negative 7 minus 16 is negative 23. And if you're still working with your negative numbers, I would look up videos that talk about integers, okay? That's integers, because that's going to go through your negative numbers if you're still kind of struggling with that. But this is 7m minus 6m is m. Negative 7 minus 16 is negative 23. You still got your equal sign. You can't combine those, though. And there's nothing to combine over here, okay? So now we can start the process of moving our variables over. And we're going to stick to the left side thing, so we're going to move 4m over here. And 1m minus 4m is negative 3m. We still have our negative 23. We still have our equal sign. And we're left with 1. Okay? Now we need to isolate this variable. Okay? We're going to add 23. Add 23. That cancels that out. We get 24. And then the last thing, instead of multiplying by negative 3, we're going to divide by negative 3. And we get m is negative 8. Okay? Same thing with this one. Combine these two. Okay? So we can go ahead and combine these two. Over here, nothing to combine. Okay? We are going to move the variable over here to the left side. Okay, we haven't done anything to the 3 yet. This is going to be 3n. Still got our fence. We got 15 left over here. I try to keep my equal signs pretty well in the same spot. I start moving things in. That way I can see it condensing down, working my way down. Now I just need to get rid of this 3. Okay. And now I just need to divide by 3. Okay. If you need to slow that down, go back, rewatch it. All right. Let's do this one. Nothing to combine. We can go ahead and start moving stuff over. So I'm going to move the p over here. Okay. Nothing happened to the 11, but now I'm just left with a single p. 2p minus p, 1p. These canceled out. I have 4. Now I'm going to subtract 11. Still have my p there. And 4 minus 11 is negative 7. Okay. This one you can combine. Negative 7 minus 4 is negative 11k. And then over here you can combine the negative 2k and negative 8k to get negative 10k. Because your negative rules still apply. So negative 2 minus another 8k is negative 10k. Okay, then you're going to add, now you can't combine anymore, so now we're going to move the k over here. Okay, so those cancel out. Negative 10 plus 10 is 0. Negative 11 plus 10 is negative 1k, except I'm not going to put the 1, it's just negative 1k equals 8. And then do your negative. Move your negative, instead of having it here, we're going to put it over here. Okay. 2 more. I noticed that a couple problems, I didn't actually probably mean for these to get on there, but they did, and so I'm going to do them real quick. Nothing to combine. I can move the 1 over, so I get negative 9x equals negative 81. And that, that's where you have to be careful, because negative 80 minus 1 is negative 81. And these will be coming out even, so if you got negative 79, if you did something wrong, it's going to show up when you go to divide here. When you divide by negative 9, don't forget your negatives though, because a negative divided by a negative is positive. So that divided by that is positive 9. Okay, and then I'm going to do my switch thing here. Okay, so switch places. This goes over here now. Just switch places. Now, if you solve these where they're variables to the right, that's fine. That really is okay. In fact, that's how I taught it in years past. If you went ahead and solved it on the right side. It's just learning over time. It's probably easiest to always keep it uniform and everybody move it to the left side. So that's why I switch places here. Nothing to combine, but we are going to move. We're just going to start isolating that. I'm going to move this 10. Negative 6 plus 10 is 4. And then I'm going to multiply by 2 to get rid of that 2. Always just remember, do the opposite. Instead of dividing by 2, multiply by 2. And n is going to be 8. All right? And then just be watching. Also, this video, you can watch and check your work, but there's also going to be some more problems for you to do. And it'll be kind of / what your study guide is, because then I'm going to have a what we call a unit test, even though it's just going to be over this material for your next, for on Tuesday. Okay, you'll also have some new material on Tuesday, most likely, because the test shouldn't take you that long. So be watching for that, for the study guide. That'll be your assignment for this assignment, the daily assignment, so be watching for that. It'll be with this post, so you'll have a photo of some more work to do. Okay, thanks guys, have a good weekend.